I met Liz first of all at Gillingham. She sat with her lovely friend Sarah Watts adjacent to the director's box at Gillingham, and she used to pass sweets over the little wooden barrier while we sat watching what wasn't the best of football games.
Well, funnily enough, it was on a coach. It was a sort of family atmosphere, people knew each other. That was, 30 years ago nearly, and she's been a good friend ever since then.
This club is on its last legs. It will go out of business at the end of the season.
Well, it's pathetic that we have to come to this, but nothing else can do.
We knew we'd got to do something and didn't know how to go about it at the time. We had a lot of fun with some of the demonstrations, and what we found was that it was a way of galvanising all the supporters groups from around the club with all their different ideas, because they all had a slightly different idea of what we ought to do in order to remove the board. Simple as that.
Fans gathered from early morning on what was billed as make or break day for their club.
We do not want Archer involved in Brighton, Hove, Albion. He lives in Blackburn, works in Crewe, has invested £56.25 in our club and has no recorded interest in this club. We want him out.
Liz had a bit of a run-in with David Bellotti, who was running the club at that point.
He hit the roof because we'd found out more than he would liked us, obviously wanted us to know.
She stood up to David Bellotti, told him what she thought of him.
Following a considerable argument, I had my season ticket withdrawn. So it was when I started watching the games from up on the garden at the back with the other members of the band fraternity. Derek Allen, who was then the club secretary, phoned me on a Friday night and said, "I have a funny feeling that you will not have a coach tomorrow." This was when the club was still running it, because the bill has not been paid. I went straight round to the bus company and said, "If we can guarantee that you will be paid in advance of every trip, you just stop him running them and we will." And it was that simple.
So Liz decided to run her own coaches on behalf of the supporters club. That was in 1996, but that was the first of many coaches that she's put on for supporters over the years.
Liz was an absolute rock to get supporters to Gillingham. Remember that it was 75 miles there and 75 miles back. To have somebody who was organising the buses, sorting it all out, was just so valuable.
Crowds got down below the 2,000 mark. Liz's coaches taking a couple of hundred people to Gillingham was very significant as a proportion of the crowd.
But the camaraderie was, in many cases the games were just an incidental part of a damn good day out, because we were all good friends. It was like a big family travelling together on a charabanc, as they used to be.
Liz was part of that team, and that team was absolutely crucial to the success of getting this stadium.
Well, one of the things was sending Mr. Prescott cakes, flowers. Every single football club in the country sent him a bouquet of flowers. We delivered a huge Valentine's card to him. The campaign continued until the day we walked in here.
We are so grateful to her for all that she's done. She's been absolutely fantastic and a legend in her own right.
She and Sarah were a team. When Sarah left us in 2015, I've got a feeling that Liz lost a little bit of heart.
It's not been the same in the last 5 years, I have to say, since my friend Sarah died. The Wigan game, which is when we knew it was secure, everyone's on the pitch cheering and yelling and what have you. I'm standing on the terrace sobbing because I felt very, very lonely.
Sarah meant so much to Liz, as she did to all of us, and Liz thoroughly deserves this award, and it's particularly poignant that it's an award that's in Sarah's name.
She is an inspiration, and to receive the award that's in memory of her dear friend and my dear friend Sarah Watts, I'm sure that means an awful lot to her.
Oh, bloody hell. Excuse me, but...
So you are the winner of this year's Sarah Watts Inspiration Award.
God, thank you. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. Thank you, sorry. Wicked people.